board will now come to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Schweitzer. Alderman Oldenburg. Alderman Cone.
Present.
Alderman Narayan. Alderman Devoti. Alderwoman Velazquez. Alderwoman Sanye. Alderman Browning. Alderwoman Clark Hubbard. Alderwoman Keys. Alderwoman Tyus. Alderwoman Boyd. Alderman Aldridge. President Green.
Present.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Velazquez. Alderwoman Tyus. 11 present. You have quorum.
A quorum being present, we will dispense with line items 3 and 4. Any introduction of honored guest? Any introduction of honored guests? Alderwoman from the 10th.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. I know that last Friday we, under the request of our colleague Alderman Cone, asked for a moment of silence for all of the people we lost in the tornado, but I'm asking for an additional moment of silence this morning for the family of Patricia Ann Pendleton, who tragically lost her life serving at Centennial Christian Church on the 16th, and her family, as we speak, are celebrating her life. I'll be leaving here immediately to go stand behind and with the family and pray again and celebrate her life. But with that, I'm asking for a moment of silence for Patricia Ann Pendleton.
Could please stand and bow our heads for a moment of silence.
Thank you.
Alderman from the 14th.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. As my honored guest today in WWE is World Wrestling Entertainment Wrestling, there's these things called tag team partners. It is like kind of your best friend or the person who
Please enter the meeting passcode followed by the pound sign.
Helps you win the match. And today is a special day for my tag team partner, Jasheen, also known as Miss Janika Hayden. It is her 29th birthday. So if you see her, please wish her happy birthday today.
Any further introduction of honored guests? Alderwoman from the 7th.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. I really want to have as my honored guest not just our first responders, but also all of the hospital staff. Unfortunately, I had to have a visit myself, including on Saturday, the day after the storm. And it was such full capacity. There were so many people waiting to be seen. So I just really want to give a thank you to all of the nurses, to all of the doctors, to all of the healthcare workers who have really been working to give the folks the support that they need. And certainly a special shout out to the specific nurse that I had that gave me great care while I was there. Thank you.
Alderwoman from the 11th.
Madam President, members of the board. As my honored guest, we have so many people who've been doing this work since day one. And many of them have been mentioned, but some have not been mentioned. And so this morning, I want to thank the chick with the chainsaw. Her name is Lindsay Stouffer. She just ended up, being in our area, and we were cutting down trees together, and I appreciate that so much. Additionally, Tim O'Connell and his son, Mac. Mac is 15, soon to be 16 years old. He came and so the two of them with their chainsaws, we were able to help just residents be able to cut down trees and foliage that was blocking the entrance or egress of their homes. And so I want to thank these just ordinary people who come into our communities from all over the place to help us do this work and to help us recover. I wish that I had more and more and more names. They would be too many to stand here and be able to recite. But please know that all across this city, we are just so thankful for everyday people who do this work, everyday people who are giving of themselves, of their hands, their hearts, their finances to take care of us. Thank you.
Any further introduction of honored guests? Any further introduction of honored guests? Seeing none, we will dispense with line items 6 through 11 and go straight to first reading of board bills.
Board Bill 23, sponsored by Alderman Aldridge and President Green, and ordinance revising ordinance number 7840, which established the Impact Tenants Fund, amending Section 1 to update tenant eligibility criteria and authorizing the use of fund monies for administrative costs. Board Bill 24, sponsored by Alderwoman Boyd and President Green, an ordinance adopting the provisions of Section 137.082 Revised Statutes of Missouri, providing residential property owners whose homes are severely damaged or destroyed by natural disaster with a prorated reduction in property tax assessment, adopting the other assessment provisions of Section 137.082 Revised Statute of Missouri pertaining to the newly constructed property containing the severability and emergency clause. That's the extent of first reading of board bills.
Reference to committee of board bills.
To the HUD's Committee, Board Bill 23 and 24.
Second reading report of standing committees.
We have none.
Can dispense with line item 14, report of special committees.
We have none.
Can dispense with line item 15, board bills for perfection consent.
We have none.
Can dispense with line item 16, board bills for perfection.
We have none.
Dispense with line item 17, report of engrossment.
We have none.
We can dispense with line item 18, third reading and final passage of board bills consent.
We have none.
Can dispense with line item 19, third reading and final passage of board bill.
We have none.
Dispense with line item 20, report of finally passed and signed by the president.
We have none.
Dispense with line item 21, first reading of resolutions in reference to committees.
We have none.
We can dispense with line item 22, second reading of resolutions, committee reports and adoption.
We have none.
Can dispense with line item 23, courtesy resolutions.
We have none.
We can dispense with line item 24, miscellaneous and unfinished business.
We have none.
Can dispense with line item 25, announcements.
I'm sorry. Okay. Tuesday, we have a HUD's meeting in the Kennedy Room, a special HUD's meeting in the Kennedy Room at 1 p.m. Personnel and administration via webinar at 3:30 p.m. Wednesday, May 28th. Wednesday, May 28th, 2025, we have budget and public employees in the Kennedy Room at 9:30 a.m. A special full board meeting in the chambers at 10 a.m. Public Infrastructure and Utilities Committee will be meeting in the Kennedy Room at 3:30 p.m. Thursday, May 29th, Public Safety will have a hearing in the Kennedy Room at 2 p.m. Friday, May 30th, full board meetings in the chambers at 10 a.m. Saturday, May 31st, Budget and Public Employees will have a webinar at 10 a.m. and they will be taking public testimony. That's the extent of the announcements.
Any further announcements? Any further announcements? Seeing none, Alderwoman from the 10th, you are recognized on the motion to excuse.
Thank you, Madam President, members of the board. I move that we excuse the Alderwoman from the 6th Ward for necessary absence.
It's been moved by the Alderwoman from the 10th, seconded by the Alderwoman from the 7th that we, Alderwoman from the 6th is here.
All right. I withdraw my motion. All members were present this morning.
Okay, second's been withdrawn. With that, Alderwoman from the 10th, you're recognized on the motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn until Wednesday, May 28th, 2025 at 10 a.m. in the Board of Aldermen chambers.
Second. It's been moved by the Alderwoman from the 10th, seconded by the Alderman from the 14th, that we adjourn till Wednesday, May 28th, 2025 at 10 a.m. in the Board of Aldermen chambers. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? No. Motion carries. We are adjourned.